Yeah, boy, you know.
Because Puerto Rican,
I hung out tough in the Bronx. Yeah, I know all about the Bronx, the boogie down with Dougie Fresh.
I don't mess with New York women. They're aggressive. They're aggressive.
We're too aggressive?
Huh?
Aggressive in what way? How are we aggressive? Because I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah. You don't hold your tongue. you gonna speak your damn mind.
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing?
Sometimes it can be.
Now, this is the thing. Now, this is the thing, guys. And I hear what you're saying, and you're absolutely right, because it doesn't matter where you're from. But, yes, New Yorkers definitely have a way they assert themselves. And sometimes, some say too aggressive. But, case in point, we're adults. So, if two people come together, you're what I'm hearing, and you tell me, y'all correct me if I'm right, you don't want a mouthy woman that's headstrong that is going to challenge your manhood. Is that what is? Am I coming off, or am I saying it right?
Well, you know, it depends on the man. And see, here's the thing. I think that a woman will do that if the man isn't at a certain level.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, are you really talking to me? You can't really be talking to me. Seriously?
Okay.
So when you say that, though, Peter, what are you saying? Are you saying that, like, if you guys are in confrontation and she's coming at you directly, is that what you mean? Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
okay.
You must be insane if you really think that you can step to me like that. Are you kidding? But you know, it's like, you know what? You need to chill. I'm getting in trouble, Paco. Yeah, help me out.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
See, here's the thing. I think that sometimes women underestimate men's intellectual capacity. I think that women actually just think by default that they're smarter than men. And that may be true for the most part. And it's like,
I like that you said
and
that.
Then, and then see when you I wrote about that in my first book that I wrote. And it's like, but then when you confront
what's the name of that book, Peter? What's the name of that book?
That's called Black to the Future, From the Plantation to the Corporation. That's based on the Texaco racial discrimination lawsuit that I was in. But anyway, and so it's like, when you come, see, I'm a scholar and an intellect. And so when you come to me and it ain't correct, and then I challenge and what you're saying, and you know you're wrong. I've proven that you're wrong, and what you're saying has no basis. You still going to try to justify it.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, intellectually, are you serious?
Right.
So that's human nature, I believe.
Who do you think you're talking to? You're not talking to some high school kid. You need to recognize, you know, and that was one of the things that I think have always been a issue, because I've studied hard and my knowledge is vast. Now that I'm older, not only intellectually, but like, you know, when you live long enough, you get this thing called wisdom.
Yes. Well, we pray that because some. Let's say this, Peter, because you know, you've seen both of your brothers. I really do respect your intellect. I love the way you present yourselves, and I actually am delighted to hear the responses I'm hearing from both of you. But what you just said was very profound, meaning what you said, and I want to hear Paco's stance on this. We as women, yeah, I agree. I think because you know what? I've caught myself, but when I was younger, when I was headstrong in my 20s and I thought I could, take over the world, I found myself sometimes feeling as though you mother your boyfriend, or you think as though they may be not as intelligent as you. And so there are times when the tone in our voice, certain things, our behaviorism with you, we will feel like as though we need to talk to you as though we're your mother. And I notice that is not fair. And it's also vice versa. Some men will do the same to a woman. So, Paco, do you agree with what he said with the intellectualism of a sister, feeling as though your mindsets are not as high as theirs, and that's where maybe some of the assertion comes from?
I totally agree.
Okay.
I totally agree.
Okay. Let me hear from you.
I totally agree what he spoke on. I think with women, sometimes you guys don't listen. You don't listen. You talk. You guys just talk. You want to get your point across so badly. OG told me, and even with men, in marriage, pick your fights. Pick your fights. You don't have to win everything, and that goes to men too. If it's an issue that's so minute or petty, and she feels and she's passionate about what she's saying, let her have it. It's nothing that you need to be having a knockdown, draw-out fight about. And same with women. But I think sometimes with women, they want to get their point across so bad, and like he said, even when he breaks it down to them on an intellectual level, that what she's speaking on is not even valid, she still's not going to listen. It doesn't matter what you tell her. She still wants to get her point across, even if it's stupid, even if it doesn't even make sense. And you broke her down to the point that this doesn't make sense, and you bring it to an intellectual matter or intellectual way, she still wants to get her point across. So I think sometimes you have to pick your fight, let her have it. She has to know when to let you have it. And like they say, a happy wife is a happy life.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that. So do you have any rules for relationships? Like, I'll give you an example. I'm reading an article the Huffington Post put out. 8 relationship rules you have to break so you can be happier in your relationship. Wait for him to make the first move. Real life. Be each other's best friend. Be 100% honest with one another. Never go to bed angry. Fighting is a no-no. Give ultimatums when necessary. Play hard to get. And never schedule sex. Now, this is coming from the Huffington Post. Let's expound on that. That's pretty interesting. This was there. So they said, wait for him to make the first move. Whether that's in bed or any matter in the relationship, the better rule that shows how much of a grown-ass woman you are is if you feel like doing it, let nothing stop you. Don't wait for him to do all the things first every time. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Why is that? Because I want to hear from you, brothers, because I'll say this. I've heard it before, and that was from my first marriage. I remember that. I remember my husband telling me, we were, this was my first marriage. We had 2 kids, and I was a stay-at-home wife at the time. I was raising both of our babies because I had my kids back-to-back. They're a year and 5 days apart. But I remember my husband one time telling me, I can't think for the both of us. And I caught on to that so quickly and learned that, yes, he's my man and yes, he's my husband, but sometimes I could take initiative and say, let me get a babysitter, let me schedule a date night, not always wait for him to take the initiative. So that's my back down on that, saying you don't have to wait for your mate to do everything the first time. What is your take on that? I'll hear from you, Papa.
I mean, I agree on that 100%. I think we as men have been raised to be leaders, to be the head of the household, to be the provider, which we are. But and with that comes with making all the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want a woman that has a voice. I want a woman that has a voice.
Okay.
I don't want you to just sit there and just fucking listen to every fucking thing I say and say, yes, master, yes, master, yes, sir. Nigga, talk. Put some input.
Right.
Because you might say something that I'm missing. You might be able to tell me something I'm missing.
Wait a minute, though. Did you just say nigga talk? Did you just say that?
Jesus.
I didn't really talk. I'm being real.
Oh, my goodness.
But you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have a lot of women that their mother told them to be seen
and not
spoken and not heard. Exactly. Just like children, and they're raised like children. Children to be seen and not heard. I don't want that. I want a woman that has an opinion. I don't want you to be too opinionated. You know, I want us to both be able to agree, but I want you to be able to have an input. I want you to be able to have a voice and be able to say, well, Paco, what if we did this? Or I don't agree on that. Let's talk about it. Teach me something.
Okay, Peter.
Yes.
Do you agree with these opposing viewpoints or our agreeable viewpoints? Do you feel as though? Do you like that?
Except for the N-word in talk, saying N-word in talk. I'm like, oh.
You said nigga talk.
I'm like, yo.
We need to make a T-shirt that says nigga talk. Okay, you better make a T-shirt and send me one of them. Okay, Paco, make a T-shirt that says nigga talk. All right.
Oh my God.
And send me one. I will be bold enough to wear it. Okay.
I know I could be a little foul sometimes.
No,
it's all good. Just being real,
but,
baby. That's all.
But that's my passion. You know, I'm passionate about this. You know, a lot of this we're speaking on. So, and it's
absolutely.
Yeah, it can be frustrating.
So this is another thing. This is rule number 8. I want to hear from you guys about this one. Never schedule sex, because you should have sex with your boyfriend anytime.
Exactly.
Who does that?
Who does that?
White
Do
people.
you ever feel like you have to schedule
white
sex?
people schedule sex.
Oh Lord, Jesus!
Oh Jesus!
This is Ty Jones, the voice, and you are hearing from Paco on Ty Jones, the voice on Blog Talk Radio.
That's not Paco.
Okay. That's Paco. He said white people do it. Now, you know what?
Make sure they know that that's Paco.
I'm joking.
No, because
make sure they know that that's Paco.
No, you don't. I mean, who schedules sex? Who schedules sex?
Yeah,
okay,
really.
come on. But
wait a minute now. Now we're going to put in the scenario. We'll throw out the scenario. What if, like, for example, you have a job that you're traveling, or if you are both on different schedules, maybe your husband has a busy schedule or you have a busy schedule. If you are not blessed to have a certain job that is a 9 to 5.
Yo. That is so reality.
I don't think so, because I'll say this.
Yeah,
what is your husband like mine? My ex-husband is my ex-husband currently, he's military. He deploys. He has to go to another country, or he's in another state, and maybe I'm busy as a makeup artist, and so, hey babe, you want to do this tonight? Maybe we're texting each other. to let each other know that we want to do something this evening.